Republican congressman from Illinois, Representative Adam Kinzinger, who is also a pilot in the Air National Guard. Congressman, always nice to have you with us. So this is sort of bad news, good news. I mean, the bad news is this is a guy who wanted to engage in a terrorist-style plot with automatic weapons to murder dozens of people. The good news is law enforcement foiled it. Are you heartened by that?
I am. You know, and that's one of the things I absolutely want to do is give a shout out to the FBI. I mean, you know, a lot of the times when they uncover these plots, we talk about them and we kind of assume that that's just normal, the FBI. But they do really good work. They get in, you know, they follow up leads, they follow through who people are, and they lead to these kind of busts. Remember, actually, Milwaukee was the victim of this a few years ago in the Sikh temple shooting, and so they're no stranger to mass shootings. But to be able to uncover this. The problem is, though, the FBI can get this right 99 times out of 100. It's that one time that leads to huge tragedy, and that's where we have to give the FBI the tools that they need to be sure they uncover these kind of plots.
Well, and it's so odd, so strange, mystifying, really. Why attack the Masonic Temple? I mean, the Masons are not a religion, and they do wonderful charity work. So this, I mean, this just underscores how crazy these people are.
Yeah, it's the demonic nature of what they're doing. I mean, this is just pure evil in their heart. I've been to the Masonic Temple there, by the way. They do a lot of social occasions, and that very well may be why this guy got that idea. Maybe he was there previously on a social occasion. But I got to tell you, the people of Milwaukee, they're tough people, they're good people, and this is why it's important to give them the tools they need, but also to defeat jihadism overseas. Right now, jihadism is seen as a winning movement. This is something that people that are disaffected or prone to jihadism want to join because they see this as having victory. We have to deal blows to them not just by law enforcement here, but by military victories overseas, because that defeats their whole narrative that this is somehow a God-inspired movement of this jihadist radical movement.
Yeah, he bought some automatic weapons and a silencer from the undercover FBI agents, and then he said, according to an affidavit, "I'm telling you, if this hit is executed, it will be known all over the world. All the mujahideen will be talking, and they will be proud of us." I mean, clearly, he is attempting to commit, you know, in the name of Islam, falsely, of course, an act of terrorism, yet no terrorism charges yet?
I'm sure they'll be coming, and you know, again, when we talk about things like the Patriot Act, a few years ago it was uncool to think about the Patriot Act, but the reality is we need the tools necessary to find these folks, to weed out people that are communicating with jihadists overseas. We need to be able to modernize our tools into the 21st century to use these dark rooms on the internet or even the open internet to be able to find these folks out. You know, it's interesting to me, Google knows more about you than the federal government is allowed to know about you. So we need to modernize these tools while protecting privacy, but ensuring that we're keeping our folks safe. And you see with these lone movements, or maybe this guy was inspired, or maybe he had communication with folks overseas, it is important for us to take it seriously, and it's important for us to destroy the cancer of ISIS, the cancer of Al-Qaeda, and radical jihadism.
And yet this is a guy who is apparently not related to ISIS or Al-Qaeda or any known terror group. So, I mean, that is pretty disconcerting. That somebody just sort of on his own decides to engage in an act of horrific terrorism.
Well, that's right, but you think about it this way. So you have these folks that are disaffected. They feel like they're left out of society. They're looking for terrible things to do to make headlines. Maybe they want to be famous or infamous or whatever. And then they see successful stuff overseas. They see what happened in California. They see what happens everywhere, and they say, I can be part of that too. Yeah. I can get my name known. And they want to fight for a cause. It's a cause of evil, but they want to. That's why we have to defeat this, not just here, but also overseas. You do it overseas, you're not going to fight it here.
All right, Congressman Adam Kinzinger, good to see you. Thanks for being with us.